Hey Dons fans, John Nolan here and joined by Makaila Groves of the women's cross country and track and field team. She joins us from her family's home in Wisconsin right now. And Makaila, thanks so much for sharing some time with us. And during this unique period, how are you and your family doing?
Hi, John. Coming to you from Wisconsin, I'm doing great. I just finished up my last final, so I'm officially done as a freshman. Woo! Otherwise, just spending time with family and working out every day.
Well, glad to hear that everyone's safe and healthy at this point, and congratulations on getting through finals. I know it really is a challenge being a student athlete, and for you as a communication sciences and disorders major, a lot of time that you have to spend doing your homework and studying too. How does it feel to be wrapped up with finals? How did things go academically in year one?
It went well. I have a great support system in CSD with many advisors, both in athletics and in my major. So they were great help this semester, as well as the tutoring center and places in the library.
That's great to hear. And you certainly were busy as you were an athlete that competed in all three seasons, like we said, cross country and then track and field too. So help people understand that. What would you consider to be your strong suit, your focus as a runner?
As the runner, I really focus on things like good form, making sure my diet is good. A lot of those things I struggled with this year, being a new incoming freshman. There's a big transition, not only moving from state to state, but having to cook for yourself. So those things I'm still working on, but otherwise, some of my other strong suits is packing up with others and just working with others to get a better time.
Mm-hmm. And you had some pretty incredible times this year, school records indoors in the 500 and 600. You finished highest among all first-year female athletes in the 800 at the Summit League Championship. So a banner campaign for you heading into this spring season. How would you, though, sum up year number one as a runner?
Well, as runners, we always strive for going to the line and either earning a PR or getting a school record. And some days that doesn't happen. But in my case, at YSU in the 500 and then at GVSU in the 600, my day came together, and I'm very grateful for that.
What does it feel like to set a school record, especially as just a freshman?
It's a great accomplishment. Not only is it my accomplishment, but it's also the team behind me, pushing me during a race, cheering me on, and then also the coaches giving me a training plan that really benefits me and pushes me to become a better person.
I know that you mentioned some of the learning lessons from your first year as a collegiate student athlete, and that includes, like you touched upon there, in terms of nutrition and on the technical side of running. What else would you say that you learned this year that you look forward to applying to your sophomore season to be even better?
I learned that training is very important. An athlete is built in the off season. So continuing to train throughout the season, even during this COVID time, my track season was cut short. So just staying positive during this time, cheering on other teammates, reaching out to teammates, in a time of need, going to a coach, whether it's like, hey, I have a car problem, because that happened this year, or just asking for help in training. I feel like that's very important, that I will continue throughout my years at PFW.
Yeah, and we mentioned that you're originally from Wisconsin. What attracted you to go to Purdue Fort Wayne in the first place?
I was recruited by our previous coach, Ashley Botham. Otherwise, I just enjoyed the CSD program. They were very welcoming there. And then their 100% placement into a master's program was very attractive.
Yeah, and already touched upon the academic side of things, but how about besides your studies and besides competing in 3 seasons, what else did you get involved with on campus in year one?
Year one, I got involved in SALT, which is the Student Athlete Leadership Team. I was just a member. This year, I applied for the VP role, so I'll see if I get that. Otherwise, next year, I will become an RA for the housing department.
Well, best of luck for you as you go for that VP spot. in salt. And that's really cool that you'll be an RA, and that's a leadership position. And even though you still could be considered an underclassman next year, do you feel like you'll take on a bit more of a leadership role, especially as the cross country team for the fall grows in size?
For sure. We only have a couple upperclassmen. So to be a person that the underclassmen, the freshmen look to, not only in training, but if they have problems in schooling.
Makaila said how you're from Wisconsin and about 40 minutes north of Milwaukee in a small town called Slinger. You're the only woman on the cross country and track and field teams right now from the Dairyland of America. What are you proud about in being a Wisconsinite, and what are some maybe Wisconsin isms that you have that are noticeable to your teammates here in Fort Wayne?
Yeah, so very quick, I learned that they call it a water fountain instead of a bubbler. Also, I say bag with like BEG instead of BAG. And also, they call it airlift instead of flight for life. Those are some of the things that, like, when someone says it, I'm like, what? But I've quickly learned.
Yeah, well, it's good that you can be around student athletes from all over the world. And sometimes, even if it's only a couple of states away, you can see that there are some unique differences too. Right now, whether we're talking about Fort Wayne or Wisconsin, wherever across our country and the world, of course, we're very appreciative of all the essential workers, especially healthcare workers, first responders, others on the front lines right now during this coronavirus pandemic. Do you have any message to those folks?
Yeah, for sure. Just extend a special thank you to the people that sacrifice, not only daily, but during this pandemic. Their selflessness during this time is very appreciated.
Yeah, and finally, just looking ahead, I know you talked about this a little bit already, but what are you excited about when you have a chance to return to running on campus in the future, especially as the Mastodons join the Horizon League next year?
Joining the Horizon League is definitely very exciting during this time. Being able to compete with new runners, new competition is very exciting. And also the fact that several of the schools, UW Green Bay and UW Milwaukee, are from Wisconsin. So competition will not only be closer to PFW, but also Wisconsin, so family and friends can come out more and support the team and I.
Definitely excited for your friends and family to have a chance, and all Dons fans to see what records perhaps and PRs you can set next year and in the years ahead. In the meantime, though, best of luck to you staying fit and healthy, and all the best to you and your loved ones.
Thank you. Go Dons.
Exactly. There's Makaila Groves from the women's cross country and track and field teams. Until next time, go Dons.